If you've ever looked at your garden in December and felt that tiny wave of regret, that whisper that says, I should have planted something before the year ran out. Well, there are 20 powerful seeds you can plant that will reward you with richer harvests, stronger plants, early spring beauty, and a garden that feels alive long before your neighbors even wake up for the season. And the best part? Most gardeners don't even realize how important December planting is. But you will. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which seeds to sow, how to sow them, and how to give your garden a massive head start for the new year. Mom said I won't reach 1K subscribers before harvest season. Hit subscribe, let's prove her wrong. So, grab a warm drink. Let's get straight into it. Let's start with a winter classic, broccoli. December is one of the smartest times to start broccoli, especially if you want those tight, firm heads by early spring. When you sow broccoli this month, something magical happens. The cold forces the plant to grow slowly, gently, steadily, and that slow growth creates stronger roots and sweeter flavor. Just imagine stepping into your garden on a cool March morning and seeing those deep green crowns waiting for you. That's what December sowing gives you. You want to start them in trays or nursery beds, keeping the soil moist but never soggy. And if you can give them a bit of morning sunlight and protection from harsh frost, they'll reward you. Now here's the part most gardeners overlook. Broccoli hates heat stress. So when you start them in December, you dodge the worst. Your plants mature during cool months, the moment they perform best. Now, let's talk beetroot, the ruby gem of winter gardens. Sowing beetroot in December gives you something beautiful. Tender roots by early spring and lush greens you can harvest much earlier. If you've ever pulled up a beet and seen that deep, almost wine-colored interior, you know how satisfying it feels. December sowing helps you get that sooner. Just loosen your soil well, sprinkle the seeds, cover lightly, and keep the ground consistently moist. The cool weather helps your beets grow without bolting. And as a bonus, beetroot greens are sweet this time of year, not bitter. They make the perfect early harvest snack. Cauliflower is one of those crops that rewards patience. And December is the month that gives it exactly what it needs. When you sow cauliflower now, you're letting it establish before the heat arrives. The heads will be tighter, whiter, firmer, and the flavor will be delicate, almost buttery. Start the seeds in trays, give them indirect sunlight, and protect them from heavy frost. They love cool weather, but not freezing temperatures. And here's a little tip from old-school gardeners. Whisper to your cauliflower. Not literally, but treat it gently. It hates stress. Keep moisture steady. Keep temperatures stable. And when the curds begin forming, your patience will pay off. Now let's step briefly into beauty. Larkspur is one of those flowers you don't sow for food. You sow it for the soul. And December is the perfect month for it because larkspur needs cold for its seeds to wake up. This natural chill breaks down the hard seed coat and tells the plant, it's time. Imagine tall spikes of purple, pink, white, and blue dancing in your garden by early spring. That's the reward you get. Just scatter the seeds directly into the ground, rake lightly, water once, and let nature do the rest. Larkspur does not like heat, so December is your secret advantage. Parsley might seem simple, but December turns it into a powerhouse. Most people don't know parsley seeds take their sweet time to germinate. Sometimes 2 weeks, sometimes even 3. But starting in December means you don't lose any precious springtime. This slow start gives parsley a strong root system, and when the weather warms up, it explodes with growth. Imagine stepping outside and snipping fresh parsley from a plant that's lush, full, and fragrant long before others even emerge. And here's a quick tip. Soak the seeds for 12 to 24 hours before planting. It softens their coat and speeds up germination. Little details make a big difference. Columbine is another beauty that thrives with winter sowing. The seeds actually love the cold. They need it. December sowing gives you stronger plants, more blooms, and a natural spring display that feels like something from a fairy tale. Columbine can handle frost. It can handle chill. Scatter the seeds lightly, press them into the soil, don't cover too deeply, and let winter do what winter does. When spring arrives, you'll see those delicate, butterfly-like blooms in soft pinks, purples, and blues. They attract hummingbirds, butterflies, and a lot of admiration. December is the month foxgloves dream of. These towering beauties, with their bell-shaped, speckled flowers, thrive when seeded in cool weather. Winter helps their roots strengthen, helps their structure build, helps them prepare for their dramatic spring rise. Foxglove seeds are tiny, like dust. So sprinkle them gently, and don't bury them. They need light to germinate. And a small warning, they're stunning, but toxic. So admire them, grow them, enjoy them, but handle with care. Now let's jump back into the edible world with mizuna, one of the easiest, fastest greens you'll ever grow. Mizuna loves the cold. Truly loves it. Sow it in December and it will sprout quickly, grow steadily, and give you harvest after harvest of peppery, crunchy leaves. Imagine a bowl of fresh salad in late winter. Bright, crisp, lively. Mizuna makes that possible. And here's a fun truth. The colder it gets, the sweeter mizuna becomes. Nature is full of little gifts like that. Just sprinkle the seeds, rake lightly, keep the soil moist, and you're set. Ah, garlic. This is the giant of winter planting. And December is your last chance to get it right. Garlic hates wet feet. It doesn't like sitting in waterlogged soil, but it loves the cold. That winter chill is what tells each clove to begin forming a full, beautiful bulb. When you plant garlic in December, you're giving it exactly what it needs. Time. Time to root. Time to divide. Time to swell into those fat bulbs you'll harvest in summer. Just break the cloves, plant pointy side up, cover with loose soil, mulch, and wait. That's it. Garlic is simple, honest, rewarding, and December planting is the secret behind truly impressive harvests. Bok choy is another leafy green that thrives in winter. December sowing gives you buttery stems and soft, sweet leaves without the risk of bolting. The plant grows slowly, steadily, and develops that deep juicy crunch everyone loves. Start them in trays or sow directly if your winter is mild. Keep them watered, because bok choy wilts when thirsty, but revives quickly. Here's something many gardeners don't know. Cold-grown bok choy has a richer color, a deeper flavor, a kind of natural sweetness that just doesn't happen in summer. Rhubarb is a long-term investment, but an incredibly rewarding one. December is the perfect time to sow rhubarb seeds because the cold helps break their dormancy. You're essentially waking the seed up slowly, gently, naturally. You won't harvest rhubarb immediately. It takes time. But once it's established, it becomes one of those plants that keep giving for years. Those thick red stalks, that tangy, refreshing flavor. It all begins with a simple December sowing. Tatsoi is like spinach's cool weather cousin. Soft, tender, and incredibly cold tolerant. If you sow it in December, it will surprise you. Even if snow falls, tatsoi often just shrugs, flattens itself against the ground, and keeps growing. Its leaves form a beautiful rosette, dark green, glossy, almost floral in shape. Perfect for soups, salads, stir-fries, or just admiring. And the best part? You can harvest it leaf by leaf, or cut the whole plant like a bouquet. Tatsoi is a winter gem, and December is its season. Let's bring in a quick-growing champion, radishes. Radishes are perfect for December because they germinate quickly even in cool soil and give you harvests in as little as 3 to 4 weeks. Imagine that. Plant now, harvest before the month even ends, or early January. Radishes don't like heat, so winter is their comfort zone. Keep the soil loose, water lightly, and don't overcrowd them. They need space to swell. And a pro tip? If you want perfectly round radishes, make sure the topsoil stays consistently moist. Dryness makes them split. Dill is another herb that quietly thrives in winter. December sowing gives you lush, feathery leaves and strong, delicious fragrance by early spring. Dill doesn't like to be transplanted, so sow directly where you want it to grow. Its roots prefer peace. Once they settle, they don't want to move. And here's something many gardeners forget. Dill attracts beneficial insects. So December sowing not only gives you food, It gives your spring garden natural protection. Rudbeckia, also known as black-eyed Susan, is a flower that responds beautifully to winter chill. Its seeds need cold to germinate well. So December is the month that gives you fuller plants, earlier blooms, and stronger growth. These flowers bring warm yellow and gold colors to your garden, like drops of sunshine that survived winter. Scatter the seeds lightly and let nature take its course. You're planting a promise of brightness for your spring and summer. Echinacea is powerful, both as a flower and as a plant with herbal benefits. December sowing helps the seeds break dormancy and grow into tough, resilient plants. Echinacea loves hardship. It becomes stronger because of winter. And the blooms? Stunning. Bold purples, pinks, and oranges with those iconic raised centers. If you want a low-maintenance, drought-tolerant, pollinator-attracting superstar, Echinacea is it. Cilantro is a winter lover. If you've ever planted cilantro in warm months, you know how quickly it bolts, shoots straight up, flowers, and ends your harvest early. But December? Different story. Cilantro grows low, bushy, fragrant, and tender in cold weather. The leaves are sweeter, the stems softer, the aroma deeper. Sow it directly into the soil and harvest steadily. December is prime time for broad beans. Planting them now means they establish roots before the frost hits hard. And when spring arrives, they shoot up quickly, producing strong stems and heavy pods. Broad beans love cold weather. They grow low and slow at first, but don't worry. That's exactly what they're supposed to do. A little pro tip. Support them early, even when they look small. Those stems get heavy fast when pods begin forming. Let's talk kale, the king of winter greens. If you sow kale in December, you're in for a treat. Cold weather actually improves kale's flavor. It turns starches into sugars, giving the leaves that gentle sweetness people love. The leaves grow thicker, richer, more nutritious, and the plant becomes unstoppable. Sow in trays or directly, keep the soil moist, and watch it unfold. And here's a cool truth. Kale can survive freezing temperatures and still taste incredible. Winter is its playground. Finally, let's finish this first half with arugula, the peppery, zesty green that wakes up any dish. Arugula thrives in cold. Sow in December, and you'll get tender leaves bursting with flavor long before spring comes. It germinates fast, grows fast, and rewards you fast. And if you've never harvested arugula in winter, you're missing something special. The cold sharpens its flavor without making it bitter, a perfect balance. Winter crops are tough, tougher than most people think. Kale can freeze and thaw and freeze again without complaint. Tatsoi can hug the ground under snow and still taste amazing. Garlic loves the cold so much it practically asks for it. But very young seedlings? They're like newborns. If your winter is extremely harsh, consider a light cover, or a cold frame, or even an overturned bucket for a night. Not for heat, but for shielding. Cold is fine. Freezing wind is what can harm them. Protect them from the wind more than the temperature. If you're still here, you're clearly someone serious about making your garden thrive. So let me share a few advanced winter tips that most gardeners never hear about. 1. Pre-chill certain seeds before planting. Seeds like rudbeckia, columbine, larkspur, and echinacea germinate even better if you mimic winter before you plant them. Just place them in a small paper envelope, put it in the refrigerator for 2 to 3 weeks, and then sow. This simple step significantly boosts germination. 2. Use bottom heat for faster herbs. Parsley, cilantro, dill. They all germinate faster if the soil is just a little warmer at the bottom. Not hot, just slightly warm. You can place their seed trays on top of your refrigerator or near a warm appliance. They'll wake up quicker. 3. Rotate winter beds for healthier soil. If you plant your December crops in the same place every year, diseases build up quietly. So rotate. Leafy greens, root crops, legumes, flowers, leafy greens. Simple rotations keep your soil alive. 4. Harvest winter greens slowly. When your mizuna, tatsoi, arugula, and kale begin producing, don't take too much at once. Harvest from the outside in. Leave the center intact. That way, your plants keep giving for months. 5. Let a few plants bolt on purpose. This might sound strange, but if you let one kale plant or one herb plant flower in spring, it becomes a magnet for pollinators. Those pollinators help every other plant in your garden. Sometimes sacrificing one plant gives life to dozens more. Now, let's bring everything together. We've talked about the 20 seeds you absolutely shouldn't skip in December. We've talked about the soil, moisture, light, spacing, mulch, timing, protection, and even advanced techniques. But the real magic is this. When you sow in December, you're not just planting seeds. You're planting intentions. You're planting a vision of spring. A promise to yourself. A quiet act of hope during the coldest part of the year. Your garden becomes more than soil. It becomes a story you're writing one seed at a time. And when those first green shoots appear next year, you'll feel something warm inside. A reminder that even in the coldest season, life is always ready to return. So if you've been thinking of planting, if you've been hesitating, if you've been wondering whether December is too late or too early or too complicated, let this be your sign. Start now. Sow your broccoli. Scatter your larkspur. Press your garlic into the soil. Let kale and mizuna surprise you. Let radishes wake your winter garden. Let parsley take its time. Let columbine and echinacea dream under the cold. Your garden is waiting for you, even in December. And if this video helped you, let me know in the comments what you're sowing this month. And don't forget to share this with another gardener who needs a little push, because we're all growing together.